Guys, I gotta say, man, this probably is one of. I'm not saying it's the best, but this has to be one of the best episodes I've seen from Oshi No Ko. This episode was so good. I feel it's going to be so relatable to a lot of cosplayers out there. Now, obviously, there could be some dislikes. Some people might like that episode, but like, I feel it's a very good message with that episode right there. At least I think that's what they're trying to aim at for. So yeah, man, like let's get right to it. Because like I said, this episode was so good. So as last episode, at the last minute, for the event that's going on, they had to do last minute cosplay change because they're going to be doing Tokyo Blade, but since the director, so by the director, he was told at the last minute that they can't do Tokyo Blade cosplay. It's like, bro, well, first of all, he should have told him way ahead of time. And I'm pretty sure he did. He did hear about, but he didn't check his emails apparently. So yeah, so obviously they had to go into different cosplays. And we see all the girls. We see Mimi, Ruby, Minami, and we were just the character Maya, which we did see a picture of her in the last episode, but now I get to see her original version. Beautiful lady, by the way, beautiful lady, beautiful lady. Now she has her eyes closed, but that's most of the time she can't see. Which, but honestly, I like her eyes being closed like that. Like, great, she looks great both eyes closed and eyes open, but like she looked really great. And so they're at their event, and this is where I think like a lot of couples can relate to. So the director was there, and so the director sees Maya. First thing he says "Oh, hey, sexy," you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we're starting out a little bit weird right now, okay? And so at the event, and this is on TV too, he asked her inappropriate questions. Asked her, how much do you make on your adult content? Do you date your photographers? Do you have, sex in your costume? And you can tell that Maya was not happy at all. Obviously, she was smiling, but you can tell, she was displeased with what was going on. And so after the event, and she was pissed off, and rightfully so, being asked those inappropriate questions. She tweeted, says, these people don't care about our artwork right now. They don't care about cosplay. Just because you're showing skin means they only care about the sexiness and shit like that. They don't care about our industry at all right there. I'm never gonna work with these guys again. These guys are terrible. These guys, broke my trust. I feel betrayed. Like, I just feel utterly disgusted. And since the director, obviously that was not him. This is all from his director. You can tell, when he asked this question, he was like, bro, like, what the hell? He's like, yes, I'm so sorry that he made ask this question, but she's like, no, you don't understand. Like, you're asking all these questions. You didn't even tell me we were going to talk about it. Then you had the last minute plan of changing cosplays. We put up all these all-nighters, doing this cosplays. I mean, you want to tell me, we got to change it at the last minute? You don't care about the work that we do. You know what we go through right there. So changing the last minute, at the last minute, that's not good. That's bad on you guys' part right there. Like, that was we were pissed off. Like I said, she had every right to be pissed off during Magic. Like I said, inappropriate questions, not respecting her timing. Like I said, cosplayers go through a lot of shit. Making costumes, and a last minute change. Yeah, that they be going over the place with shit like that. So yeah, man, I can't relate, but I know what cosplayers go through with shit like that. Like I said, a lot of cosplayers, get asked those inappropriate questions as well too. It's like, yo, bro, you're being weird right now. You're asking these inappropriate questions. It's like, bro, I don't even know you, right? Just because I'm showing a little bit of skin, it's not mean I'm about that life, right? And, it was crazy, man. She even said, yeah. And here's me, Maya does, sell, sexy pics, but it's like I'm trying to make ends meet right now because nowadays the cosplay industry is different now. And it's like, what, I gotta do what I gotta do to make a living. So yeah, man, I just feel as though that scene right there, yeah, it was inappropriate, but it was I'm glad that they went there though. They didn't go fully there, but it's I just feel as though a lot of cosplayers can relate to what Maya went through in that episode right there. And I just thought it was great. And like I said, just so how some people outside the community think about cosplay. So I feel as though that was a great part on Oshi No Ko. And so yeah, they were talking about that TV because like I said, she tweeted that. Like I said, the whole world sees her. They're getting bad press. And AD, I gotta respect AD, man. He was like, yo, man, this was not right. You gotta be respectful right there. this is the times already. You can't be asking questions like that. And he's like, and Director's like, oh really? And honestly, it looked like he was gonna fire me. He's like, in a way, he said, yeah, you're right. I regret even doing that shit. So like, the director is taking a little bit of accountability, and so everything's going to haywire right there. This is the director Yoshizama. He was like, what am I gonna do right now? It's like probably gonna get fired and all, right? But Ruby comes up to him and she has a plan, and so the plan is, let's talk about this on our show on the next episode. Let's get the word out there to help all these cosplayers. And even Ruby talked to me. It's like, you know what? I feel sorry for what you did. I'm proud of you that you sent that tweet. I've been in those inappropriate situations as well too. But in order, for us, to help cosplayers out there, we gotta do more. We just can't show it off on social media right there. In order to help all these cosplayers, we gotta get this on the show. We're gonna expose, what our director is. I forget the dude's name was like Ushibara. Like I forgot what he said, but yeah. So like I said, they had their show and they had Maya on the show, and so basically on the show, Maya spoke her piece right there. Said I was asked about these questions. I felt like my trust was betrayed right there. Like I didn't feel like an actual human being right there. I just felt like I was just, a piece of skin. And yeah, so like I said, she spoke her truth. And also, they actually talked to the Tokyo Blade character, Abika. I was going to see her again, too. Abika. And so, they basically said in the video, too, we told the director, we are not going to approve you guys use, Tokyo Blade cosplayers. I guess he didn't read the email, right? But Abika says, pretty much the reason why certain companies won't let you use their props or anything like that, because it's like Abika loves Tokyo Blade, right? And she loves how cosplayers are used, how she uses how she drew it, not like a sexy version right there, not a border version, what I'm saying? Like she's like, yeah, like there's people like that like a sexy version, man. I don't like that, not just costumes, but figures, the sexy pill like that. She's basically telling reasons why we don't let people use our props like that. I said if we use it in a respectful way, show dedication to the actual show, like in a respectable manner, yes, we'll allow you to use our stuff. But like if it's gonna use quite the opposite, like I said, just for sex, you need I gotta say it's also like rubbed up versions of it and shit like that. Yeah, we won't let you do shit like that. So yeah, I mean, that's typical all industry stuff right there. Like I said, supposedly like if I'm for Cackle, right? If I'm trying to get Cackle's approval or something, right? And I kind of do like some copyright issues right there. Yeah, they're not gonna let me advertise like cosplay or something. Which I'm not saying that happens, but it's almost like if they were strict like them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I know that's like I'm doing a bad analogy. An example like that of copyright. But like I said, you guys kind of know what I'm going with right there, right? And so towards the end, Ruby's like, what, we gotta do more, Liz, I understand that you don't feel as bad now, you gotta use your word out there, but we gotta like turn up a notch right there. We're gonna get the director to be in a cosplay Princess say, and apologize. Like I said, I'm gonna give the director credit, right? He put all the responsibility on him. He man up and said, that was me. I should have, opened my emails early. I should have told you guys earlier that, there's a cosplay change. I'm sorry, I saw you as a sex object. I'm sorry, I didn't respect you and other cosplays out there right there. I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna apologize right there. Not just apologize, but I'm gonna be in, in a cosplay, saying, it's an eye for eye for an apology, and that's how you're gonna. That's how apology works in the cosplay, which I guess it is. I don't know, but yeah, man. Like I said, I give the guy credit. And she was like, I'm saying, I mean, it was like, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, but I remember my first time, messing up right there. So yeah, I think all is forgiven, and May deletes the tweet. But also, another good thing about this, I was like towards like the end of the episode, Ruby's all happy and everything. I'm glad everything worked out. And Aqua said to her, "What did you do? What did you do all this like that? Did you wait? What was the actual? Let me touch this again. All right, he said, how much of you were involved in No. How much of that did you set up? Because Aqua knows something is funny. Said last episode is like, yo, she's answering these questions like very easily right now. What the hell? What the hell? Not answering these questions, but like, she's asking, no, she's being dumb. She's playing dumb. I forgot that. Yeah. So he said that how much you involved to know. How much did you set up? She's like, what are you talking about? So I said, so Aqua knows something is up, and we know as fans from watching the last episode is that yeah, she is gonna do whatever she can, to get the writers to like her, so she can get more closer to solving her mom's murder. So, yeah, she did a good cause, but getting out to apologize, may have feel happy and everything like that. But we all know deep down she only does, to get close to her mom's murder, right? So it's like, does she really care about all these people? Maybe not. But like I said, this helps AD becoming a director. Hopefully, because honestly, I don't think it's just gonna get fired, but like it's just one step for helping this is director you become a director. Because like I said, Batsuko Ichigo said be nice to us as a director because they'll be a director one day and they'll have you in their project. So yeah, this is all according to Ruby's plan. Like I said, it might seem sincere coming from Ruby, but she doesn't care. Just seeing her smile, seeing like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about, Aqua? Like, what? Me? No, right? Like I said, guys, Ruby, every episode, even on the first episode, we didn't see so much of it, but second episode, last episode, yes, this episode, definitely, like I said, she set up the whole thing. She set up the whole thing to get the director to look bad, to get the assistant director, to go get his rise up right there. Like I said, this is all her idea, too. This is all her idea. And then, just look at your brother saying, what are you talking about? Well, I didn't sub anything. I wasn't involved in any of this right there. What? I didn't sub any of this. So, yeah, man, I was going to find that sooner or later, Ruby is up to something. Listen, Aqua ain't dumb. Aqua ain't dumb. He ain't dumb. But Ruby, man, our girl Ruby, man, like, and honestly, too, we probably have yet to see the worst thing. Like, the worst is probably coming. Like, pause. Like, we have yet to see the worst part of Ruby so far. We have yet to see it, and I'm all for it. But like I said, I'm scared to see it though. I really am. But yeah, folks, that's gonna be it for today's episode right there of Oshi No Ko Season 3, Episode 3, man. Definitely the best episode of the season so far. Even though it's only 3 episodes in, I feel that was one of the best episodes. Honestly, one of the best episodes in the whole entire genre, and the whole entire, like, season 1, 2, 3, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt good message. Dark Path, yeah, man. We're on episode 3, y'all. Only on episode 3. I'm excited for the next episode, y'all. So, as always, folks, please give this video a like, subscribe to be part of this family. Comment in the video below if you ever miss anything. And make sure to follow my social media accounts in the description box below. And always remember what Chico said, everybody. There is no such thing as a life better yours. Okay, now, everybody. Take care.